Hello again, all 5 of you. Welcome back to Formula 1 2021. Saka here, and we are getting ready for one of my favorite racetracks on the Formula 1 calendar, the Italian Grand Prix, and we are just post-update. There was a big update today that added the Red Bull special paint scheme from Turkey meant for the Japanese Grand Prix, as well as fixing some curbs in Monza and a bunch of other bug fixes and whatnot as well. So we'll take a look at those curbs. I don't know what they used to be like, but hopefully we can use them. But we need to get ready for the Italian Grand Prix first, so let's assign some things to do. I think it's always good to build the team while we can, so we'll spend $5,000 to get 100 acclaim for our team. We also have some messages in the inbox. So Andrea has a layout for us on where exactly we stand. We're ahead of Haas and behind Williams as far as overall research and development. So the fact that we're getting points, and we've gotten points consistently over the last couple races, speak volumes on where we're at on track. As far as research and development goes, as far as aero, we have our streamlined suspension arms done. We can now work on our barge boards with our sticky uppy bits. As far as chassis goes, we have our roll dampers done, so we can work on heave dampers. As far as powertrain, we have our pistons done. We can work on our crankshaft. And reliability, we have electronics with improved materials, and now we have electronics reliability testing unlocked. So let's spend some of these 2,500 research points. And I think at a 54% discount, our magnetic compound can help boost our powertrain up, which will almost tie us with the highest powertrain on the grid. It will be ready after the next Grand Prix, so before Turkey, it looks like. So we will go ahead and try that. A 23% failure chance, like in those odds. And we have another sizable discount here for our energy store reliability testing, 23% off. And it's going to be ready way before Japan. So 3 races that this thing is going to be in R&D. So 30%, let's do that. And aerodynamics is one place that we really have to improve. I think that is what's hurting us the most. Barge boards don't do a whole awful lot, neither do the front wing flaps or the secondary wing flaps, but what does make a big difference is our rear wing upper flap. It's 9% discount, but a nice marginal improvement there. So we will do that again, ready right before Japan. So the Japanese Grand Prix is setting up to be a good race for us. And as you can see, yeah, we're really hurting on the aerodynamics side. So let's go ahead and work on that, and that is research and development done. As far as our parts are concerned, we're sitting at 30% on our engine, 62% on the kinetic. Do we want to drop that down? We can try to run one more race with it. Yeah, I think we'll try to run one more race with it. 52% on the heat, 62% on the energy store. I think before the next race, we're definitely going to have to get some new parts in here. 55% on our turbocharger, 45% on our control electronics. Practice gearbox is looking good, only 9% wear, and we have completed 5 of our 6 races. 51% wear on our event gearbox, so next time around we can put in another gearbox. So one more race for this gearbox for the event. So without further ado, let's advance our time here, get our sponsor event done.
We've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
And we are all set for the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. I really like this track. Hopefully we'll be fast right out of the gate. So I know I said it, that this was one of my favorite tracks, and it goes to show when I'm not spending all of practice trying to learn a racetrack, when I can show up and go from the get-go, I am pretty dang quick, only a 10th off of Max Verstappen in practice 1, and we got all 3 practice programs complete, so there is no need for me to put wear and tear on this car in practice 2 or 3, so I will see you for qualifying. Hopefully our speed in practice is resembled there. And there we go, practice programs perfected, 7 development boosts. We're up to 1,000 research and development points, outstanding. Let's take a look at our discount. So even more discount on our gearbox reliability, on our MGUK reliability, and our crankshaft. That is what I'm talking about. Looking at our electrical systems, a little bit more of a discount on the control, even more on the gearbox. I think we're going to have to do that, and that is our first discount on those. And as far as engine power is concerned, even more reduction on that crankshaft. So that is what I like to see. As far as Team Acclaim goes, we will be hopefully crossing into level 13 after qualifying. If this is a solid qualifying run for me, I guess time will tell. All right, we got into Q2. I only used one lap and one set of soft tires, so we have a second set of softs, Nobuharu in 19th, but Q2, we're going to have to pace a little bit better and go just a little bit faster. Try not to get held up by anyone, but Danny Rick looking fast. Well, everyone, I don't know if they were trying. Probably Valtteri wasn't, starting on the mediums, but we are fastest in qualifying 2 legit, faster than Lewis Hamilton by 0.14 seconds. This is our best shot at a pole. I mean, they're probably going to pick it up like 5 seconds now, but we are solidly in Q3 with the fastest running in Q2. And only one soft tire set was used in that run as well. So we have a couple of softs that we can try to go for pole. So let's see what happens. Fingers crossed.
You have got... We now have our grid line up for the big race tomorrow. Be
to
sure
be
to join
kidding
us then
me.
for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Dang you, Sir Lewis. Dang you and your Mercedes. Oh, man. Considering our car, we should not be here. We shouldn't be on the front row by any stretch of the imagination. But to miss pole by less than 1/10 of a second for our first pole, oh man. Well, that sets us up really well for the race. We should be able to maybe outbrake Lewis in that first turn, or at least have good track position versus everyone. So I'm excited to see what happens here. Hopefully there's no mechanical failure. Hopefully I don't overdrive the car. We are set up for possibly, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, Saka. Don't you dare. So as far as our rivalry on Esteban goes, qualifying is complete, and we, of course, out-qualified. With 2 races to go, we're at 25 of 30 points for our 1600 acclaim, and almost team level 13. Hopefully this race will prove to be very fruitful in our team acclaim and our driver acclaim. We've actually passed up Nobuharu as far as driver goes. Hey, Claire, you want to talk to me?
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today here at the oldest circuit on the calendar. Monza hosted its first race all the way back in 1922, with top speeds up to 215 miles per hour and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour. Monza's reputation as one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of Turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and the Tigress completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Bottas, Max Verstappen and Norris, Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz and Pierre Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sebastian Vettel and Stroll, Raikkonen, Russell, Nobuharu Matsushita and Nicholas Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Mazepin, Fernando Alonso. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
All right, race strategy will be on the softs for 6 laps and the mediums for 7. 1 extra lap in the fuel tank. Let's see if we can press the attack here and get going. And lights out real quick. Really good power to the inside. We'll have the inside line on Lewis.
To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
Really close quarters side by side with everyone, but a good pull down this straightaway. We'll see if we can get to the inside here of Lewis. And I believe for the first time, we are leading a race. Let's get that power down, try to get away from Lewis as much as possible. Lewis still right there in our tailpipe. This is going to be a tough battle for sure. And we have led lap 1. I mean, Lewis is right there, going for the inside pass, but we'll see if we can defend. Lewis off the bumps a little bit. We ran wide. Get the power down. Good run down the straightaway. Lewis is 6/10 behind us here. Trying to use all of our energy stores up. Little bit of a power slide and down the straightaway. Carry as much speed out as we can. DRS is enabled.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Nope, Max got us.
Okay, clear.
So yellow flag behind us doesn't affect us much. Through Parabolica. Power down as early as possible. Get that speed up. And leading to lap 4.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
And Lance Stroll out of the race. Don't know what happened, but no caution car.
Some information on Alonso. They're retiring from the race.
So Fernando Alonso out of the race, but that doesn't matter to us because Lewis Hamilton with DRS right behind us, breathing down our necks. We've run out of charge, and there goes Lewis down the straightaway with DRS. We cannot defend. So let's settle in here. Try not to let him get away, and see if we can get the DRS on him. Verstappen right behind us as well. Good defense on Lewis, but the top 3 nose to tail. There goes Lewis to the right side. We'll try to drop in line. Max Verstappen to the inside in that brand new livery. He really locks up that left front tire. Let's see if we can maintain the draft
focus.
here.
We need to stay on form.
And part of me wants to come down this time. Pretty much nailed that right on the limiter. We'll try to get that undercut on these medium tires and see where we shake out. We might be behind those 2 guys, but depending on traffic, we'll see where we shake out in the grand scheme of things. Clutch in. And, oh, they're replacing the front wing.
Go, go, go.
I didn't ask you guys to do that. Well, we'll see what that does to us.
Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
Starting lap 7, looking to the right for anyone on pit road. We're passing Carlos. Cars on the right coming down pit road. We just set the fastest lap time. And it looks like we're coming out behind Lando. Can we get to his inside? A little cheeky pass on Lando. There we go. So that puts Verstappen 2.6 ahead of us, and Hamilton. That may be where we shake out in the grand scheme of things. A whole mess of cars on pit road as well. Passing Bottas. So lining up 4th. Cars on pit road again. Starting lap 10, moving up into 3rd. Side by side with Lando, a little bit of contact, but we have the clear shot off. Let's try to break that toe. 3 to go.
9 seconds.
Under attack with 2 laps to go, trying to get that toe. Really drive it in. And complete the pass. Let's go.
Okay, touch wood. Seems like the fault has resolved itself.
Good deal.
The turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum.
Yep, I hear ya. This may be the last race for it, but I need it.
Gap to car in front is 4.3 seconds.
Getting everything we can get out of Parabolica, coming to 1 lap to go.
This is your final lap of the race.
All right, let's see if we can hold Lando off. Good exchange through the hairpin. Power through here. As long as we can hold our line, I think we're okay.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Good launch out of there. Good launch out of there as well. Let's get the power on. And just Parabolica, really. Let's go. Use everything we got down here, and Parabolica is left. Getting everything out of our charger. And that is what I'm talking about.
Yes, 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 we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. Great drive. Thank you.
Whoo! Our first podium, everyone. Of course we're not driver of the day. Why would we? Taking a car that's nearly last on the grid for a podium.
Fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I'd say it was down once again to good consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend.
And there we are,
Great to see
everyone,
them
on the
up
third
that podium
step.
once again.
Let's spread that champagne. Of course you're not going to show me. Why would I be part of the trophy ceremony? I'm just sort of standing off to the side. Lewis is doing his thing. We're a bit part. We shouldn't even be up here. But there we are. Standing on the third step.
Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from the owner-drivers team this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So our driver of the day, okay, so he lined up 22nd and made it up to 16th. Nobuharu in 17th. 2 DNFs, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. We'll have to take a look at exactly what happened there. Let's take a look at standings first. So driver's standings, we move up to 9th, and we are actually 8 clear over Pierre Gasly and 30 behind Carlos Sainz. So a lot of work to do to catch up Ferrari as far as the driver goes. As far as constructors go, we move up to 6th past Aston Martin, only 10 back from AlphaTauri. So that was a huge points day in the grand scheme of things there. So Lance Stroll on lap 3, going through the left and right-hander hard into the wall. He doesn't lose any wheels, but that's what forces him to retire the car with that front end damage as well as barge board, and that ended Lance Stroll's day. Fernando Alonso on the next lap, on lap 4 to the inside, and it looks like he gets up a little bit on the air, touches the rocks, and that expired the engine. So that Alpine retired 1 lap after Lance Stroll. But that is just a pretty sight, I have to say, going down the back straightaway ahead of Lewis Hamilton leading the Grand Prix. That is what dreams are made of. Let's take a look at that defense on the last lap, however. Coming down the front straightaway under attack from both McLarens and Valtteri Bottas. Lando gets to our inside. We set up well, go to the left. Hard into the braking zone, lock up just a little bit, but get down to the bottom, defend that. And I believe Danny Rick helped us out as well, putting pressure on all of the above to basically make them 3 wide and let us have a little bit of breathing room.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Hey Claire, I missed you.
Things looked close between you and your rival for a bit, but you came out on top, didn't you?
The car is fantastic. They never had a chance.
We all underestimated you, didn't we?
You underestimated the team. We're in sync. Great things can happen.
Did you feel that things went well for you today?
Oh, the stars aligned today and everything went my way.
What was the secret ingredient for your performance today?
I would say the aero. It feels well balanced. The other teams were struggling. Well, no. Possibly the power unit, I would say. Yeah, power. We needed power.
Appreciate your time.
Awesome, and that will complete our objectives for the weekend as well, as far as answering media questions. And yeah, nailed all of the above. Race, finish position, podium, and there is all 30 points. We got the rivalry 1 and 1,600 acclaim for the driver. So that is level 8 and yeah, 9.5. As far as the team acclaim goes, 12 and nearly 13.5. So that is good. Almost ready for our 3rd associate sponsor. And of course, thanks to Claire for coming in the clutch and allowing us to answer 4 questions. And we had no damage as well. So, you know, bringing back a clean car. Yes, good money. That may be good enough to negotiate a driver in the off-season with.
Our running costs are significantly less than the income we're pulling in. I suggest we start looking for opportunities to spend that profit margin.
All right, and we have personnel department asking for some input, so let's see what they need.
Looks like our driver has an issue. We need you to step in here.
All right, Matsushita feels they've been pushed especially hard and have requested personal time. His awareness goes up and his racecraft goes down, or vice versa. Really not good, but from a personal standpoint, I could see the guy feeling pretty beat up. So we'll give him some time off, help his awareness.
Thanks. I know these kind of decisions can be challenging, but I think you made the right call.
Just from a personal role-playing standpoint, and hey, PSD wants to renew, we will definitely do that, because that is answering Claire's questions. So that will set us up for Sochi and the Russian Grand Prix. And I've never been there, so we're going to be back on the struggle bus for a bit next week. Looking forward to Japan, looking forward to the United States. Those are tracks I also know as well as Monza. But that will do it for me. You 5 viewers were treated to something special today, that is for sure. But like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you for Sochi. Take care.